I just think that's really crazy. I mean, fascinating to think about, you know?
Yeah. This reminds me of like why pets are so important and how having a pet to co-regulate with when you're at home and you are going through these times that you do have something. And then eventually, this was how it was for me. And then eventually I was able to find community, right? And like so much of the safety in my nervous system, safety and capacity also offered me discernment, right? So I would know that, oh, I could go into this group and are they placating me? Is this toxic positivity? Is this like what, and then I can judge, like not judge in a bad way, but like we
Discern,
need judgment,
like you
but
said,
we have to discern who is the community that now we have sought after, what is their messaging and how is the health of their nervous system. So I think like NSI is so expansive in that way. And like just being able to trust myself into the community that I'm going in, because like there's a real paradox here for the very thing that we need for growth is connection. And we can feel like that is also the most dangerous thing when our nervous systems are overwhelmed, like eye contact, intimacy, group rituals, and even laughter. And being around happy people can trigger a threat response. And so this is why nervous system healing really matters. And like we were saying before, this is how we got here in this place. So restoring that baseline of safety is what allows us to tolerate connection again and even start to titrate it, right? And once that window reopens, healing becomes exponential. Connection regulates us. That regulation lowers our stress and the nervous system grows into more resilient spaces.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting that it was one of the adaptations to like a really harsh state of the world that humans had to survive through is not just fight and flight, stress response, but oxytocin production and our social connection network. I just think that's really crazy. I mean, fascinating to think about, you know?
Yeah.
And puts so much deeper context to some of these rituals that you think about.
Yeah. So like Jen, your example of the pet is a great place to start. I love that. Because truthfully, it might be a little easier to co-regulate with a dog than it was with a human. That distance and difference actually makes a huge change in how our nervous system responds. We're gonna, a little later in this conversation, we're going to talk about discernment that you mentioned. Like we need to have discernment to find out, is this the right group that allows me to actually feel safe? Or are they driving toxic positivity? Am I masking even more when I'm around them? So I just want to tease that because we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But this whole idea of social bonding and oxytocin bonding for survival, I think when I've actually talked with clients about this who are a little hesitant to step into a community situation like that, what I've been able to share with them is start off in a passive role. Like just if it's a group gathering, maybe it's a meditation group, maybe it's a yoga practice, maybe it's a church where they're going to be singing or, a sound bathing session. Like go somewhere and just be in the building. Right? Don't even worry about participating. Just be an observer, be in the space and see how your nervous system responds. Like, does your nervous system become a little bit entrained in those rhythms? Does it start to catch the vibe and like be led into what that group is co-creating? Or does your nervous system kind of repel against it? Like put your hands up, kind of throw up the defenses and then want to run away, right?
Yeah.
Because we've probably experienced both in different situations.
Yeah. We want that in our nervous systems.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so sometimes discernment is just being in the space and listening, not auditory system, but listening with your whole nervous system and finding out how am I going to respond to those particular rhythms. Like we have to find our space.
In a minimum effective dose kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like just starting out being passive, or like we've talked about many times on here, starting with a pet, or even like co-regulating with nature and just being out and with the animals around and listening to the birds and putting your feet in the earth and having that be a space too.
Yeah.
You just watched an excerpt from our full Trauma Rewired episode. There's so much more to this conversation. If you're curious about how neuroscience and the nervous system shape your behavior, resilience, and growth, click the link below to watch the full episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more insights and tools to rewire your nervous system for lasting change.